Nippon Hoso Podcast Station。
私はこの先にはいけない。千尋は元来た道をたどればいいんだ。でも決して振り向いちゃいけないよ。トンネルを出るまではね。I can't go any further. Go back the way you came, Chihiro, but don't ever look back. Not until you're out of the tunnel. 面と向かって言いなよの意味で at me って言うんですよ。それがはい、今日のフレーズですね。at me, at mark me っていう意味ですね。at me。 Anime English Club with Sally Amaki。Hello everyone and welcome to episode 22 of the Anime English Club. I'm your host, Sally Amaki. よろしくお願いします。We have an email. ありがとうございます。嬉しい。読んでいきたいと思います。ラジオネーム、東海岸のお父さんからいただきました。ありがとうございます。すごいとこのお父さんだ。天木さん、こんにちは。こんにちは。最近番組を見つけて、エピソード1から連続して聞きました。私はアメリカの東海岸にある州に、長期で出張中で英語を伸ばすために聞き始めました。私は天木さんのお声がとても好きです。嬉しい。鈴を鳴らすようなとも言いますが、よくコロコロと笑っているのもこちらも楽しくなります。BGM なしでほぼ一人で喋り倒すのもいつも感動しています。ありがとうございます。もしよければ取り上げたキーセンテンスの訳とどのような経緯でそのような英訳になったのか、どこかに書いてほしいです。最近取り上げた僕とか俺って結局どう伝えるのがいいんだろうと思ってます。聞き直すのが良いのでしょうか。目につくところにあると見返せるかなと思います。東海岸さん、書いてますよ。キーセンテンス。今週のフレーズの英語と日本語はエピソード概要欄または番組 X に書いてます。しかも告知の時にいつも今週はこのフレーズを言いましたって私言ってます。そして英訳はですね、どうやったらこのセンテンスがどの経由でそうなったのか。知らん。ですね、この英訳はですね、公式のアニメさんが出したものをそのまま、取ってきているので、公式の英訳ではある、英訳というか英訳は訳のものを持ってきてはいるんですけど、そこの場に私たちはいなかったので、この番組はですね、こんな感じでこうなったのかなみたいな、妄想の番組です。全部私の妄想で繰り広げているものなので、わかりません。どの経緯でそうなったのか。なので、いつもエピソードで、私だったらこう、訳してるかなとか言ったり、実際問題本当に直訳するとしたらこうなるけど、きっと、アニメーションの口の動き的に、こんぐらいの短さにしなきゃいけなかったからこうなったのかなみたいな、全部想像でお話しさせていただいています。東海岸さん。です。お答えになったでしょうか。ありがとうございます。シャープ1から聞いていただき、そして長期出張中なんですね。友達を作ってくださいね。人間ってやっぱ孤独が一番我慢できなくなるらしいんですよ。出張とかどこか異国の地に行くと。なので話せる誰かを作ってください。はい。東海岸のお父さんありがとうございます。では、Let's get into today's episode. Today we're continuing with 千と千尋の神隠し or Spirited Away. This is our second week. はい。So as a quick recap, this is a 2001 masterpiece directed by Hayao Miyazaki. The film won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. The story follows 10-year-old Chihiro, who becomes trapped in a spirit world. This happens after her parents are transformed into pigs for eating food that doesn't belong to them. In our last episode, we saw Chihiro asking Yubaba, please let me work here, as she needed employment to survive in the spirit world. Hi. So yeah, as a 10-year-old, her parents got transformed into pigs, which I very much relate to because I also do eat food that is not mine. So I'm in an idol group. I know, very bad. I'm in an idol group with 7 other members, I think. I can't count right now. I think it's 7. With 7 other members. But yeah, they always bring snacks during rehearsals, and they're lying around. Oh my gosh! Wait, but let me talk about the food first. But they're a lot of food is like snacks are lying around the rehearsal room every day, and I eat whatever's on the floor. Yeah. Not whatever is dropped on the floor. It's always in like this little Ziploc bag. But I eat all my members' food, and they never get mad at me. So, yeah, I guess this movie was a bit strict, turning people into pigs, but I do relate. Also, now in my hand, do you see this? Yamada-san ですね, or No Face. Yeah, I named No Face Yamada-san. I've had this little creature since I think 2019. If you look back at my Instagram, I think No Face has showed up since then. But I have been taking No Face everywhere. I took No Face to Korea. I took No Face to like Atami as well. And this little plushie that I have, if you move its little skin, you can make it into like a little hat. So I take No Face outdoors as well. Hi. So that's all. I just wanted to say I really do like Spirited Away. Now, that's a lie. I wouldn't say I like Spirited Away. I like No Face. Because before this episode, I rewatched the movie and I realized that I have forgotten many things about the movie. But yeah, I've been holding this little plushie just because I like this character, okay? So yes, I am a very newbie in Spirited Away. But let's get into today's phrase. I'm going to keep No Face right here. Can you see it? 見えますか? ここ置いといた方がいいですか? Should I put No Face on my shoulders? Right here? Alright, okay. Do not move. Alright. So let's look at today's phrase. It's from Haku, our very beloved Haku. Can you not move? Oh my gosh. Sorry, No Face is moving. Alright. This phrase is from Haku. It goes like, 私はこの先にはいけない。千尋はもと来た道をたどればいいんだ。でも決して振り向いちゃいけないよ。トンネルを出るまではね。So in English, it's, I can't go any further. Go back the way you came, Chihiro, but don't ever look back. Not until you're out of the tunnel. So this scene takes place at the end of the story when Chihiro is preparing to return to the human world. Haku, who has helped Chihiro throughout her time in the world she was spirited away to, is accompanying her to the entrance tunnel. And at this point, Haku tells Chihiro that he cannot go further with her and gives her instructions for returning safely to her own world. This is their final conversation before Chihiro leaves the spirit world forever. Hi. Do they ever meet each other in the real world after this? Like in the movie, it's like, yes, we'll meet again, but they never show us that they met again. So it's a very open-end movie. Do they meet? I hope they meet each other again. Also, in the movie, I don't know who else caught this, but Chihiro, when she wanted to save the dragon, I think Yubaba's like twin sister was like, we got like, you're gonna go save that dragon boyfriend of yours. Like she specifically calls Haku Chihiro's boyfriend. She doesn't deny it. This is literally like day 2 of them meeting. I think this is like day 2 of them meeting. That is like so fast. It's like Romeo and Juliet going on. Like I understand this is a 2-hour movie and we need to like, you know, like go on with the story, but like when did they start dating? When did they start dating? Did I miss something? Was I asleep? I know I went to go brush my teeth halfway through, so like maybe I missed something. But was there a moment where they started dating? Like did I miss something? I don't know, but like Chihiro just didn't deny it. So, yeah. I don't know if it's like a mutual relationship, but like Chihiro thinks they're dating, so okay. Anyway, enough with that. Let's break down some of the vocab. Okay, so the vocab I really want to look into today is I can't go any farther or further. So there are 2 ways you can say this. 私はこの先にはいけない. So farther versus further, as in F-A-R-T-H-E-R and F-U-R-T-H-E-R. They're both used in a sense, like you use it to show distance, but apparently, the internet tells us that it means 2 different things. So further, when used with an A, is used to talk about physical distance, like so it can be measured physically. So for instance, you would say, they didn't sell the merch I wanted at my nearby store, so I traveled farther into the city. Like you can see the distance, you know? So like traveled, like physically traveled. Whereas further, F-U-R-T-H-E-R, is used metaphorically. So, my determination to use up all my wage on anime merch grew further as I realized I can die anytime. Yeah. You never know when you're gonna die. So, it's me like going deeper into my mind, like deeper into like realization, going further into my mind so that you can't really see it. So it's metaphorical. Is what the internet says, like using A and U for further means two different things. However, I think it's the same. It doesn't really matter, honestly. Until I read the script, I didn't even know that it meant two different things. And I'm pretty sure my English speaker friends around me don't know as well. And like the internet does tell you that there are, like it does have two different meanings, but there are some people that also say like it doesn't matter as well. Like, it kind of formed into one thing. So you don't really have to stress about it. But it's good to know that there once was a meaning to each of these. Well, yeah, it's gone now. But anyway, so further and farther. Yes, that's it. Further and farther. Don't go any further. Farther. It means distance. ですね. And next is, but don't ever look back. でも決して振り向いちゃいけないよ. So don't ever. This phrase could have been, don't look back. But that doesn't really sound strong, or that I don't know. Putting in "don't ever" puts in like a stronger effect to it. I mean, like it without explaining it. Haku can show Chihiro, or like なんだろう。I don't know. Without explaining it, Chihiro can kind of sense how dangerous it is to look back. If you say "don't ever look back," "never look back" also works as well. But I feel like by saying "don't ever," which like it basically means like absolutely never, like nowhere in time, like never, do not ever look back, kind of emphasizes more than never. So I would use "don't ever." ですね。はい。そして次。Not until you're out of the tunnel. So not until is like not before a certain time. So I don't know, maybe you guys have heard this phrase before, like, hey, don't play video games, or you can't watch anime. Not until you've done, like, you finished your homework, like don't do so and so. Not until you've done this and this. ですね。はい。This phrase also, if it was connected to the sentence before that, like don't ever look back until you're out of the tunnel, you don't need not, like you don't have to use not. You can say until you're out of the tunnel, but because it's another sentence, they added not into it. So don't ever look back, period. Not until you're out of the tunnel. はいですね。伝わりましたか？よかった。はい。So let's look at the pronunciation. So this week's phrase, once again, is 私はこの先にはいけない。千尋はもと来た道をたどればいいんだ。でも決して振り向いちゃいけないよ。トンネルを出るまではね。In English, it would be I can't go any further. Go back the way you came, Chihiro, but don't ever look back. Not until you're out of the tunnel. One more time. I can't go any further. Go back the way you came, Chihiro, but don't ever look back. Not until you're out of the tunnel. Hi. So pronunciation tips for farther, further, and father. So first, farther, showing distance physically. Farther. Farther. これもずっと言ってるんですけど、whenever you try pronouncing something that has AR, always pretend you're a pirate. I cannot stress this enough. It works magic, arg. English pirates always say arg. 日本の海賊ってなんて言いますか？ よほほいとかですかなんかアメリカの海賊ってアルグって言うんですよ。アルグ。なので、その効果音みたいな感じでアルグ。farther ですね。farther。ずっと。Pretend you're a pirate. And then further. So farther, you would open your mouth, なんだろう。more horizontally. But then further, you look a bit more dumb when you say further. Like farther and like further, like further. Like you look like a duck, like アヒル口をちょっと作ります。further. Right? Yeah, oh my gosh. Which reminds me, like 10 to 15 years ago, the duck face was so popular in Japan, but it was so popular in America as well. Like everybody was like, you know. But this is a duck face in America that was popular, like ooh, like But in Japan, it was literally like, right? This is the duck face that was popular. I don't know why. I do not know why. But it was very popular. Yeah. But when you say further, make a duck face. But the Japanese duck face, the further. Hey, further. すごい further. はい。ですね。そして、a word that sounds similar. Father, meaning お父さんですね。Father. So, father. Father. So, further and farther, you used your tongue a lot. Like, I feel like you made a little spoon with your tongue while you said it. Drop that spoon and just say father. You don't have to move your tongue at all until you say der. Father. Hi. Father. Fa. じゃないですか? Like when you say further and farther, you move your tongue like behind your throat. But when you say father, you don't really move your tongue at all until the th. Father. ですね. はい. And not until. Make it into one word. Don't be like not until. Be like not until. これもちっちゃいつですね、間に。だから、t で何かがつながってるときはもうちっちゃいつと思った方がいいと思います。Not until ですね。Not until. The out of the tunnel. この tunnel が一番難しいと思います。Because in Japan, you say tunnel as in トンネル, so it's very similar. So people tend to say out of the トンネル, but in English it's tunnel. But tunnel. Oh, so pretend you're a dad that's not very interested in their child, and your child is like, oh my god, look dad, I could do a backflip, and then does a little cartwheel, and you're like looking at your phone like, oh, tunnel. That's how you pronounce tunnel. A very uninterested dad. Yes. I know when I hear one, because my dad used to be like that at the park. I do cartwheel. I do like 20 cartwheels in a row, and he'd still be like, oh, yeah. Very uninterested. But anyway, yeah. tunnel, out of the tunnel. はい。ですね。です。out of the tunnel. Out of theアブラカダブラみたいな out of the abracadabra, out of the oh, so yeah, if you can say abracadabra, you can say out of the. Just change the A into an O. Out of the cadabra. Out of the cadabra.
Out of the cadabra.
No. Absolutely not. Another phrase you guys can learn. Absolutely not. もうですね。はい。It emphasizes the no. Like, no. Absolutely not. はい。I think, yeah. If you practice abracadabra, out of the cadabra. It's a tongue twister. Out of the cadabra. Out of the. Ow. out of the cadabra. No, not out of the cadabra. Now, oh my gosh, what am I saying? Out of the tunnel. Out of the.
Out.
No. No. Out of the. out って言ってから、out of the, of, を大切にしてくれたらいいかもです。
out of the.
out of the.
out of the.
Oh, yeah. out of the.
out of the.
Yeah. Yes, but it sounds like something's in your mouth. もう一回 t 入れて out 入れてください。out of the.
out of the.
そっちの方がいいですね。じゃあ t をサイレントにせず、発音しづらかったら t を戻してください。out of the, out of the, out of the でもいいですもん。out of the tunnel, out of the tunnel.
out of the tunnel.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say okay because I gotta leave. But yeah, there could be better. But yes, thank you so much. That is the pronunciation, I hope. Yeah, if you guys want to practice, just rewind it and just listen to it over and over again.
アニメイングリッシュクラブ with サリー・アマキ。
これといった夢もなく、恋人に振られた直後脳腫瘍が見つかり余命宣告を受けてしまった主人公荒川たすき。親友に連れられ向かった最後の旅行でのある出会いをきっかけに物語は思わぬ方向へ。あの人に会いたいという気持ちがたすきの残された人生を突き動かす。走って走って走りまくる。そしてその先に待ち受ける衝撃のラストとは。舞台「いつかあいつに会いに行く」が10月10日から新宿紀ノ国屋サザンシアター高島屋で開幕。詳しくは「いつかあいつに会いに行く」公式ホームページをご確認ください。
舞台「いつかあいつに会いに行く」主演の今江大地です。10月紀ノ国屋サザンシアター高島屋でお待ちしております。
Alright, now looking back at the cultural context, are we looking at it? I just want to talk about Chihiro and how なんて言うんですかな、she's such a hard worker. Like, Chihiro, people, whenever she started working at the bathhouse, she was like, oh, what is she gonna do? Like, she can't do anything. But it turns out, like, she can do so much. Like, she's such a hard worker and she knows how to do business. Very opposite of me. Whenever I started part-time jobs in Japan, when I was a student here in Japan, people thought that I knew business. Like, they were like, ooh, we got like a new girl in, like, she's gonna be so good. And then I start my first day and everybody's like, oof, what happened? Like, no, the thing is, so, なんだろう, I'm very book smart, but I'm not street smart. Yeah. Do you know the difference? Book smart and street smart. So, book smart は、勉強はしてきたみたいな。で、street smart は、社会的頭脳だからもう勉強とかじゃない生きる上での賢さ。私勉強教科書丸暗記してきたので、でも社会では生きてきてないので、その社会で生きるためのなんか人間としての賢さちょっとあんま少ないんですよ。ゆえに so like I said, I'm not street smart, but I was very book smart as a student because I literally memorized everything in my textbook. But yeah, so when I started my part-time job, I worked at a cafe, and before the first day, they sent me the whole entire menu, and they sent me like how to make everything and stuff. So before my first day, because they sent that to me, I was like, oh, they sent it to me, and that probably means that I have to have it memorized. So before the first day, I had everything memorized, and apparently nobody else does that. Like, there were 2 other girls who started working with me at the cafe, and they didn't have anything memorized. And they were like, oh, this is my first day, so I thought we were going to learn on the job, which was probably what was supposed to happen. But me being like, being Sally, I memorized everything. And I was like, oh, like, yeah, I memorized all the menu that you gave me, and I know how to do everything. So they were like, oh, so we don't have to teach you anything. So they sent me out to the hall in the first day, like to the customers on the first day. But one, I am very socially awkward. I'm very hitomishiri. I cannot talk to people. So they just like put me out into the streets on my first day. I couldn't get a single customer order. I couldn't get anything. Yeah, like they tell me what they want and then be like, okay, cool. Like that's cool. But that cafe, whenever you get like a menu, you have to scream into the kitchen, be like, order 入りました You know those places? Like, タルト1でブルーベリー入りますありがとうございますみたいな。I couldn't do that. Like, how embarrassing. Like, honestly, so embarrassing. Like I can't. So I had all the menu memorized and everything. But whenever, I take somebody's order, I would walk into the kitchen and, like, slide the paper into the chefs. And they'd be like, do not come into the kitchen, first of all. If you're, like, one of the waitresses, like, you can't come into the kitchen because, like, one, it's dangerous. And two, it's, like, unsanitary or whatever. But, yeah, I got in trouble. And also, whenever I started working, it was a tart cafe. Like, they would sell tarts and cakes and everything. But, so those cafes are really popular during Christmas season. So when I went to, get the part-time job during the interview, they were like, can you work during the Christmas season? Like, could you work on Christmas Day? Because we're looking for staff members who can work on Christmas Day. And I was like, yeah, of course. And on Christmas Day, I didn't show up. I had stuff to do. It's Christmas. But yeah. But the manager that worked there didn't call me out. She sent like a long paragraph into the staff group line being like, there are some people that lied during the interview saying like they could work on Christmas Day, but they didn't like, shifto? Shifto って英語でなんて言うんですか? When they like turned in their time schedule when they could work, like they didn't turn in like Christmas season. So like, what's going on? But she didn't call me out specifically. So I was like, if you're not going to call me out specifically, I'm not going to be like, hey, it's me. I'm going to be like, like if you call me out, like if you send me a personal message, be like, hey, I remember you saying you can work on Christmas Day. Like, what's going on? I'd be like, you know what? I did say that. I'm going to own up to it and I will work. But no, she sent it into the group chat, like at me, at me ってなんだろう。とてもネット用語なんですけど、at me は、例えば X とかって、at つけないと、なんか、個人的になんか通知来ないじゃないですか。なので、なんか、学生時代誰かと誰かが喧嘩してると、本当になんか嫌な感じみたいな感じでツイートすると、そんなんするんだったらなんかアットマークつければいいのにみたいな感じで、アットマークつけなよみたいな感じで、もう面と向かって言いなよの意味で at me って言うんですよ。それがはい、今日のフレーズですね。at me アットマーク me っていう意味ですね。at me なんかそんななんかね、回りくどい言い方するぐらいだったらアットマークつけなよみたいな意味で使うので、皆さんもなんか周りにちょっとなんか回りくどい言い方してる方がね、そこら辺で自分の悪口とか言ってる方いたらもう at me みたいな私に言いなよみたいな、何ですかみたいな感じで使ってみてください。はい。I feel like Chihiro would have used at me as well, because like when she started working at the bathhouse, everybody was like, oh my gosh, she smells like human, and like they wouldn't specifically say it to her though. So if I was Chihiro, I'd be like, what? At me, what's up? But yeah, that's a phrase you can use. So thank you so much for following this week's episode. That's it for this week's episode of the Anime English Club. That means that's it for this week. Spirited Away. Oh no. Thank you so much. I didn't even talk about you at all. No face. Very cute. Plushie. I got it at the Ghibli store. If you guys ever come to Japan, you should visit the Ghibli store. It's magical. They sell so much cute merchandise, so recommend it. 10/10. Hi. In the next episode, we're going to talk about Kaguya-sama, Love is War. One of my favorite animes ever. So, like, that's a love romance comedy. So good. So we will talk about it. Hi. ですね. And also, before we end the episode, I'm going to end it with one message from you guys. Thank you so much. じゃあまず、ラジオネーム、アポポさんからいただきました。Thank you, アポポ。Anime English Club with Sally and Maki 担当者様。おー、なんだろう。最近見つけて視聴し始めました。嬉しい！アポポありがとう。リスニングの練習にもなりますし、アメリカとの文化の違いや、和訳？解釈の難しさなどを知れてとても勉強になっています。今後もぜひ続けてください。応援しています。わー、ありがとうございます。解釈の違い。確かになんか文化を知らないと、なんか、なんだろう、訳せないものってありますよね。私、アニメで銀玉が一番好きなんですけど、アニメイングリッシュクラブでも銀玉をすごいやりたいと考えているんですけど、銀玉って結構、時事問題とか、なんか、日本の文化を知っているからこその、お笑いとかが入ってくるじゃないですか。なので、それを英語でどう説明したら一番銀玉が輝くのかっていうのをまだちょっと試行錯誤中なので、未だに、銀玉特集できてないです。はい。でもいつかね、ちょっと慣れたらできるかもしれないので。アポポさんありがとうございます。ぜひともこれからも英語一緒に勉強していきましょうということで。Thank you! You can listen to Anime English Club as a podcast and on YouTube, where you can follow along with transcripts and subtitles. You can adjust the speed however you want and listen as many times as you need to get comfortable with English. Listening over and over is really the key to mastering a new language. For Japanese and English subtitles, go to youtube.com/@anime-english-club or just search by the title. そして、The Anime English Club wants to hear from you. Please let us know any anime you'd like us to cover. And for specific lines, please tell us whose line it is and which episode that came from. Or any general English grammar questions or just messages like apropos from today. Yes, 待ってます。はい。Email us at aec@1242.com. That is aec@1242.com. You can email me in either Japanese or English. メールは日本語でも英語でも大丈夫です。ということで、千と千尋の神隠し、皆さん2週間お付き合いいただきありがとうございました。私は、顔なし推しです。ということで、皆さんの推しもぜひ、いろんなところで教えてください。それではまた来週。バイバイ。From the Nippon Hoso Podcast Station, this is the Anime English Club, hosted by me, Sally Amaki.This episode was directed by Kensuke Yoshida and produced by Shiori Tanaka of Nippon Broadcasting System Japan.
山田裕貴のオールナイトニッポンドラゴンフェニックス甲子園。
歌ありトークあり特別企画ありのスペシャルイベント、10月26日日曜日横浜アリーナで開催。豪華ゲストも登場。スキマスイッチケプラーはスペシャルライブを披露。さらに山田裕貴とのコラボステージも実現。高校生シンガーソングライター青雲による初の人前パフォーマンスも。俳優勝地涼とスーパービーバー渋谷龍太は山田裕貴との特別企画で横浜アリーナを盛り上げる。チケットの詳細はイベント公式ホームページをチェック。
10月26日日曜日横浜アリーナで会おうぜ。